Oh my mother! Oh my mother! Oh my mother! Attention! Family, a breaking piece of news at the last minute that we're going to analyze right as the start of Formula One approaches. And the news is about Colapinto. Careful, because there's speculation. And for now, that's what it is. Stay tuned for confirmation in the coming hours. Telmex might be negotiating with Alpine F1 to help Franco Colapinto. This isn't a piece of news that's just come out of nowhere. Stick around because you're going to find out how everything has unfolded. And take note that at no time is Slim going to stop supporting Checo Perez in order to support Franco Colapinto. He already said that, and that's why he left Red Bull, because he was supporting Checo Perez. Wherever Checo Perez goes, Slim will support him. It doesn't make any difference whether Checo Perez is in Formula One or not. The important thing is that, supposedly, he also wants to support Franco Colapinto. Let's see where all this information is coming from, which so far hasn't been picked up by outlets like Motorsports or F1. We need to keep a close eye on that, as well as on what we've seen in the past. What Carlos Slim has already said about Franco Colapinto, which leads us to believe there's some truth to this. It could be, family, that in the next few hours, a major announcement might drop. Welcome to Alberto's channel for Formula Maniacs on YouTube. I'm posting this video here, family, because I can't post it on the other channel as I've just uploaded a video there. This rarely happens. Hardly ever do we get a bombshell of news right after uploading a video or realize it later. The Esport Maniaticos community has been on top of it and informed me. This is very important news for Franco Colapinto. Give your massive like if you not only want Franco Colapinto to be supported, but for Checo Perez's support to continue too, so both Checo and Colapinto can become strong again. Never give up. Notice that the news has been published through various sources. So far, it's come out on Instagram, but not yet in official media. I found only a few pages. For example, one that said, "Goodbye Checo Perez. Carlos supports Franco Colapinto with Telmex." That is a total over-the-top clickbait, because at no time is he going to stop supporting Checo Perez. I can tell you that myself. Slim already made that clear. And notice that, for instance, Auto Mundial MX states Franco will be sponsored by Telmex. They're stating it outright. I stress again, even though Estira El Frenaje, our friends on Instagram, they're fantastic with 394,000 followers. Wow, who are you guys? Regarding Colapinto. Also note that Estira El Frenaje's Instagram account liked the post. It's being treated as if it's already a done deal. I wouldn't quite affirm that yet, but I will show you that the information seems to be on the right track. I'll show you what happened in the past. Let's analyze it now. But first, I want you to see where all this talk is coming from, right? Telmex, Checo Perez's major sponsor, is supposedly in talks with Alpine to back Franco Colapinto. Mexico and Argentina united to bring another Latino talent to Formula One. Telmex's support could be crucial for his future in the top category. That's well explained, unlike the "goodbye Checo Perez" approach, which is basically a carnival of clickbait. And you can see they've shared different Instagram and Twitter posts about where this information came from. I'll enlarge it a bit so you can see it better. Alpine is already negotiating with several of Checo Perez's sponsors, says F1 Directa, another fairly reliable account. It mentions Carlos Slim, president of Escuderia Telmex. We always look to support Latin American drivers, and Franco is doing very well. I'm not sure if these words are new or from before, but what's clear is that something's brewing. Look at another post, here from Planet F1. Sergio Perez's sponsor is reportedly keen to join Franco Colapinto at Alpine. Same thing. Whether or not it'll happen, we'll see, but let's find out. We have more accounts as well. For instance, there's a PSG 10 fan page or something, I don't know. I guess I made that up thinking it was Paris Saint-Germain, but actually it's about Pierre Gasly. Anyway, I saw the French flag and read PG, which to me meant Paris Saint-Germain, but it's not PG, it's PS. Right, I messed up. In any case, according to Planet F1, Alpine, I don't know French, but basically it's the same info. Should I translate it for you? Let's see. Because my French is still a work in progress. The gist is, Alpine would have closed deals with Sergio Perez'S sponsors after Franco Colapinto's arrival. Another one that doesn't confirm it outright, but basically says the hype is getting big. And I'm telling you, it's picking up. Let's keep going. Polo F1. I'll show you everything, and then you can decide what's real or not. Alright, sorry, but the page is so malformed that I have to adjust it. Polo F1. New sponsors for Franco Colapinto. Carlos Slim, the Mexican magnate who runs a telecommunications company and who already sponsors Perez, says on Planet F1. We always look to support Latin American drivers, and Franco is doing very well. He must have said that recently because 2 accounts are quoting it, so it has the scent of current statements. That could be the basis for all these rumors. I don't know. What I do know is that, for example, in mainstream outlets like Motorsport, there's nothing about it. If we look at F1 news there, we see Tsunoda, Hamilton, Domenicali staying as head of F1 until 2029. Stuff like that. See, you just learned that piece of news, but not about this. And if you missed it, we also have that Piastri has signed a new long-term contract with McLaren F1. That's curious. I'd heard some chatter about Piastri possibly moving to another team, coming from reputable journalists, but apparently they were wrong. People who don't usually get things wrong often, that's why we always handle F1 information with caution at Formula Maniacs. That's what makes it so interesting. But yeah, there's nothing here. So for now, it's a rumor. I'm warning you, if someone out there says, Checo Perez is out, no way. Don't you believe it? Also notice that if we look back at the past, I can show you more details. Yes, that's the truth. I can show you more. On October 26th, 2024, back when we still didn't know that Franco Colapinto would sign with Alpine, there was already talk of Slim's interest in sponsoring Colapinto, and the businessman responded. I brought that up at Formula Maniacs. For those who may not know, it's important background. He said he had great admiration for Franco Colapinto. He said, we've talked with Franco, we've spoken, so you don't even need to mention it publicly. We also have the photos. And look what he said. I have a lot of admiration for what he has been achieving. He is also an extraordinary person, and I think his project is solidifying very well. He has very good sponsors supporting him, especially big companies from Argentina. If at some point there's an opportunity, we will definitely look into it. But as of today, what there is toward him, as I was saying, is a lot of admiration. That was back in October 2024. Now we're in 2025. Alberto, do you think this rumor that many people are talking about could be true? I give it quite a bit of credibility with those words. It's very likely to have happened. But as always, we need official confirmation. It's a matter of great pride to see that there is now an Argentine driver and that we Latin Americans are being represented more and more by different drivers. In our case, we have Checo as a Mexican driver, which has allowed for a race in Mexico. We have a driver who's already been runner-up in the category, who has achieved many podiums and wins in Formula 1. And now, with Franco's arrival, all the work being done for Latin America continues to grow. Obviously, as a businessman and spearhead of that movement, he'll want to support Franco Colapinto. But let's not forget that he also said he will keep supporting Checo Perez. That's really important to keep in mind. All this information that was reported on October 26 got picked up everywhere. Naturally, we also spread it through Sport Maniaticos, and look, there were all sorts of news around that time. For instance, Franco Colapinto will have the support of Carlos Slim at the Mexican Grand Prix. People saw those famous photos, etc. And Slim's statements, right? In that scenario, we've unearthed more details, always through Maniaticos, and as I said, Estira El Frenaje is our friend account on Instagram. I talk with them often, they're super nice, and I definitely recommend following them. Now, we spotted their like on something. Check out what I found when I came across a post from Formula OK dated October 26th, 2024. On the same date, those statements from Motorsport were made that I showed you. That's why I say we should expect official confirmation. If it turns out to be true, Motorsport will publish it. Trust me. But upon digging deeper and deeper, see if you notice anything curious here. Who liked that post? Someone whose name is now displayed below me. Do you see it? It's Anibal Colapinto. That's Franco Colapinto's dad, obviously. So that was a good sign. And we found more bits and pieces pointing to it perhaps being true. Could it be? Maybe. Could it be false? Maybe. What's definitely not true is that goodbye Checo Perez. So to the people behind that site, if clickbait causes damage, don't do it. We already have enough going on. Checo Perez is not leaving at all. Here at Esport Maniaticos, we're rejecting that rumor. Slim wants to support Colapinto to continue what he did with Checo Perez and also to keep supporting Checo Perez. He said it, and of course, at Maniaticos, we're echoing that. He will continue to support Sergio Perez's career, whether he's in Formula 1 or not. If you want to know more about that, we've already made videos on Esport Maniaticos, both for members and the general public, so everyone can find out what's going on with Checo Perez right now. We've also done the same for Colapinto. Family, I didn't plan to make this video, let alone so quickly after the other one, but this is big news, and we had to explain it. It could be that in the next few hours, we get official confirmation. If so, I'll tell you about it on Maniaticos, so stay tuned for the latest, the most recent updates on Colapinto and all Spanish-speaking drivers. Let's go Checo as well. Nobody forget him. Never give up.